Cortisol. Woo-wee. um, I'm a Scrum Master. I'm a mentor. I'm a husband, father, corporate employee, home cook, NBA passionate, gym enthusiast, and rap connoisseur. I have some stories to share today. Precisely four stories about four career heroes that changed my career. The heroes go as the scholar, the goose, revolutionary, and spice girl. Uh, uh, when I started working professionally, I had this very strong need. Just like David Byrd said in Professional Rapper, I always wanted to do this thing different. I never cared much for wearing iron shirts. I always had problems with respecting authority. I never liked saying, "Oh, sir, madam, hello." No, it was just not me. I wanted to be Homo corporaticus without losing my soul. And I went to IT university. I worked as a programmer for the first year. I was bad. I was genuinely bad. I once spent half a day writing a function to translate a date from Georgian to Roman calendar, a function that was already in the system. It was called to Roman, but my 20-year-old self probably thought it's a name or something. I was bad. I was miserable. I really needed a change. I started going to some interviews and failing a lot of interviews. Finally, I found a company that didn't ask too many programming questions, so they accepted me. Easy money. Uh, First day, a Scrum Master is doing an introduction for us, and I gotta admit, he had something about him. He had this soothing easiness. He was calm, laid back, but serious when needed. This guy seriously impressed me. I wanted to be more like him. Towards the end of the day, he took us, three new joiners, into a room and said that he's going to have a baby boy soon and he's going to do some parental leave and he would love one of us to step in for him while he's gone. And then, in split second, I made a decision that would later define my whole career. I raised my hand and said, "Hey, I want to be a Scrum Master as well." I didn't know what it was, but the guy was cool, so I followed. This is how I met my first mentor, the scholar. For the next 2 months, every single day, he was committing his time to teach me, to tell me what does a Scrum Master do, the stances, the values. He was just pouring knowledge into me. And mind you, I was 22 at the time. I barely even had to shave. And he saw something in me. He saw that I could truly be great. I didn't see that in myself. We heard that yesterday, right? And our relationship didn't have anything. It didn't have any contract, any goals, any structure for that matter. But it was based on mutual understanding, respect, and heaps of openness. He was my first career hero. He was my Red Bull. He gave me wings. Uh, Time flies by. I stay in the same company. He didn't. He went into paternity and never came back. And there was me, around 2 months of experience, what's it called? And I was the only Scrum Master in Poland. The company decided that they want to employ another Scrum Master with even less experience than I did. So I could mentor. Well, so I did. I decided to go with the fake it till you make it approach. And as Taco Hemingway said, ja nie mam wad, ja jestem wadą. I have no flaws, I am a flaw. I shouldn't be put in this position anyway. But fake it till you make it, right? So here comes our second hero, the goose. She was very smart, and I was mentoring her, but barely knew anything myself. I didn't call it mentoring. I just made some spontaneous lectures on topics that were interesting to me. I was just force feeding her knowledge, like foie gras style, hence the name Goose. And she saw right through me. I was smug little jerk, and she saw right through me on the spot. So our mentorings quickly became sessions of two lightweight boxers throwing punches around. It resulted in heaps of learning, but also quite a bit of anger and insane amounts of just confusion. Oskar Tuszyński said, "Nic nie jest moje tak bardzo jak błędy. Nothing is more mine than mistakes." not talking things out, not calling them what they are, never asking the sacramental, so what are we? These were my mistakes with Goose. I let my ego get in the way of learning, and that was it. Actually, the story has a positive ending because we're still friends with Goose. We see each other from time to time, even though we live in different cities. Uh, Again, fast forward. COVID came, I switched jobs, then I switched jobs again, then I switched positions in the same company. I'm into workshops now, deep into them, doing things properly, maybe first time in my career. Cold cycle, learning paths, gamification, all that jazz. Gamification, maybe you remember. Some of you, I hope you remember that. I go to a meeting with an external vendor, and we decide that one of us and one of them will prepare a big decision-making meeting in the future. Enter the third hero, revolutionary, enters the chat. So he was one of them, right? And I'm a big boy now. I have a program. I make decisions. I'm important. And he's asking those weird questions that make me angry. And I'm getting angrier and angrier. Look at the guts of this guy. Why is he asking that? I honestly don't know. But honestly, when I took a step back, exhaled, let the anger out, I understood that those questions are pretty valid. And I started to be angry at myself that I didn't ask them before. I should have known the answers. And this is how I met my next mentor, Revolutionary, because we prepared a meeting. It took 2 hours to prepare 1 hour meeting. The meeting went rather smooth with minor hiccups, but I was surprised how difficult it was. It was 5 times harder than I thought it will be. It's just a meeting. Come on, you don't need that much preparation. You do, and I didn't know about that. And I was curious how to do it. I was hooked. I asked him about that when we got the next occasion. He proposed mentoring, and I hesitantly agreed. This is where it started. The fun started. We were meeting together for roughly half a year for long, beefy sessions. 2-3 hours, cafe, bar, walk in a park, just talking, but also making notes, creating goals, evaluating these goals, having homeworks, writing experiments. It was proper. It had structure, and this structure was helping me in getting even more from those sessions. And after some time, it turned out that he's a very good guy. He knows way more than mentoring, but also he's a cool dude that's nice to talk to. And session over session, we became friends. And guess what? It works, because mentoring is a relationship of equals. You can be friends and mentor and mentee at the same time. One day, we decided that, okay, I think we should go our separate ways. I switched positions, I switched companies again, and here we are. Skip forward to my current company, Ørsted. I love food. Those who know me, they know that food is my perhaps the biggest passion. I even have a food-related tattoo. Come on, that shows dedication, right? And I'm enjoying my food. I'm eating a delicious home-cooked lunch in the kitchen. But there's this voice distracting me from my little culinary wonder. And she's talking with a slightly raised voice to her friend that how she hates being a scrum master, how this position doesn't make any sense. She does so much of useless bullshit. She doesn't even know why she agreed to this position in the first place. I stand up as a proud scrum master I am and say, lady, you kiss your mother with this mouth? No, I didn't say that. But I stood up, approached her, introduced myself, said I'm a scrum master. I like what I do. I'm quite proud of it. Perhaps we can have a coffee together one time and discuss your problems with the role. Maybe it's going to help. She agrees. I proposed her Revolutionary's version of mentoring with all the structure, with all the proper goals and stuff. And she, with some hesitation, agreed as well. Started to click like that, super fast. We meet every 2 weeks for a 1 hour session. We start to eliminate bullshit together. She liked how I described things. I liked how she asked the questions. And time flies by. We meet for 8 months or so. Our sessions started to be less frequent. We started to talk more about our private lives than about work. And one summer day, we decided, well, she decided, that it's over, that there is no more mentoring to be done. Oh, my ego took such a big hit. You couldn't even believe that. But, well, I recovered and understood that that's actually pretty cool. That means that we both learned and we grew. And the fact that there is no more mentoring to be done is a good thing. It's nobody's fault. It's how it's supposed to be. So that was Spice Girl, I forgot to mention, because of her spicy language that I'm rather not quoting here because it's a professional conference. So good mentoring is great. It's absolutely fire. It's like implanting someone's piece of brain into your own. It's like creating this little private advisor that you can ask questions to and they will respond in a foreign voice in your head. It's like having a new De Bono hat that you can switch on command. It's just really dope. It's the bee's knees. I love it. So just to leave you with something that you can take home. I have no presentation, as you can see. No, you cannot make any photos of that. If you're the note-taking type, now's the time perhaps to do it. My personal 6 tips for effective mentoring. Number 1, mentoring is a relationship. It has to click. If you don't feel it, like I did with the scholar, 30 seconds after I met him, I knew that this guy has something that I want to have. You're going to tire each other out if you don't like each other. That's it. It is a relationship. Number 2, don't force mentor. No, don't force mentor. You don't want to be a kind of mentor I was to Goose. Name things out. If you want to be somebody's mentee, just go and ask. If you want to be someone's mentor, guess what? Go and ask. Number 3, structure. Have structure. Have contract. Create goals. Create agendas for your session. Make notes. Revise the notes. Have experiments. Remember the revolutionary. Number 4, just like in open space. When it's over, it's over. It's nobody's fault. It's not Spice Girl's fault. If anything, this is quite cool because it creates some sense of urgency in this relation. Number 5, we heard this word a lot today. Experiment. Find what works for you. Mentoring comes in all shapes and sizes. Experiment until you find the flavor you like the most. And number 6, it is very dear to my heart, maybe even the dearest. It has to be fun. Informative? Sure. Valuable? Absolutely. Goes without saying. But in my opinion, it also should be fun. If it's not fun, I ain't doing that. Cheers.